And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands joining us live and the millions joining us around the world, it's time to meet a legend. Would you please welcome from
The Detail,
it's the one, the only, Deadline, Sharon Brett Kelly.
Wowzers.
And the crowd would go, who?
No, but and then I have to think of my own walk-on song, don't I?
Your own song, you'd have to think of your song. Well, firstly, you'd have to get an awful lot of practice in really quick because our girls are really special. We have some incredible ladies playing the game now.
Every opportunity there.
The game is darts, and that is a true legend of the global competition of the Professional Darts Corporation, MC and commentator John McDonald. He's best known for his crowd-racking introductions.
It's time to meet the ball hitters.
Sitting next to him in a restaurant in Auckland, another darts legend, referee Russ Bray, famous for... They're talking to The Detail ahead of the New Zealand Darts Masters in Auckland this weekend as part of the World Tour. Joining me later...
Big Rig, Ben
Kiwi amateur champ Ben Robb. And the Aussie with a special connection to Aotearoa, Damon Heta, aka The Heat. You get the picture. Darts is huge. From the costume and wig-wearing athletes to the dancing girls, the fans, and a global audience of millions, not to mention the money. So how did it go from a boozy pub game to a top-ranked sport where kids as young as 6 can go to a darts academy? Here's John again.
And you're right to think like that because it originated in that scenario. It originated in working man's clubs and pubs all over Europe. It wasn't just an English thing, but it's grown beyond anyone's comprehension now. It's a major sport. Second to only the Premier League football in the United Kingdom, with television ratings which most sports would be very envious of. So it's grown into this enormous global brand and a very, very exciting night out. So if you was to watch it now, go back maybe 30 years and now watch it again, it's a different sport altogether. They're household names. The brand itself is a global situation where thousands go and millions watch on television, so it's impossible to look at it in its first degree to where it is today. It's one of the great sporting success stories, really.
Is it part of your job to kind of warm up the crowd?
Yeah, they don't need a lot of warming up. You know, there's, there's plenty of lubrication involved. And it's just a great atmosphere. It's a party atmosphere, and I just guide them through each game, tell them who's playing and where we are and what we're doing, and mainly for the folks at home, really. People that come pretty much know what's happening, otherwise they wouldn't be there.
So you're introducing each of the players?
Yeah, I'll introduce each player, and then once both players are... Well, it depends on each player has their own separate nickname, their own line, their own tag. But of course I would say it with great excitement. And
the crowd would go wild?
Normally, yeah. And in some cases they would boo. Because, well, they might boo here because there's a great rivalry, as you know, between New Zealand and Australia, and there's a great rivalry in Europe. Sometimes when you say in English they're from England, the Germans may boo, and when we say from Germany, the English might boo. It's a lame booing, really. We used to have a player who got cheered to the rafters on his walk-in, and as soon as that finished his song, they all booed. That meant that they liked the song more than they did the player.
And will tonight be any different, you know, the big show tonight in Auckland, be any different to others that you've been to around the world?
One of the most interesting things about coming to New Zealand and coming to Australia on this World Series tour is that we are so alike. This country doesn't need any introduction to the sporting world. It's kind of second nature to them. And they all know the sport very well, and we've got a great following. It's always done very well here. They don't need educating. They're not like they've never seen it. And they're real sport-orientated fans, so they will be aware of it.
Now, Russ, I know you must get sick of this, but you're famous for that number.
I am. Yeah.
Can you say it?
Well, 180.
Not only that, Russ, but you can say it in 10 different languages. And I've seen that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to ask you to spell it off. Can you say it in Te Reo Māori? All right, here we go.
So what's 180 in Māori?
Okay, it's ko tahi rau, waru te kau.
You ready?
Yeah.
Ko tahi rau, waru te kau.
Love it. And I hope you're going to say that tonight. I hope we're going to hear you say that tonight.
We'll have to work that one out if we can.
All right. But so you must have seen this game change immensely in the time that you've been working in it.
Absolutely.
All for the good?
Yeah. I started playing darts in 1975, so you're talking nearly 50 years ago. And when you take darts in the 80s, when I used to play then, Eric Bristow, John Lowe, Cliff Lazarenko, these type of people, Bobby George, they were big names in the day in the 80s. But then darts dropped off the TV, and in our country we only had 2 or 3 stations. Now it's gone worldwide and gone massive. It's picked itself up. The PDC got hold of it. Formed in 94. They decided to get hold of it. Barry Hearn took it over, and he's just banged it worldwide. So everybody in all 4 corners of the globe know about the game. The change is massive. I mean, I go to Mongolia and do darts in Mongolia. Mongolia have 3 million people population, and there were 600 players at a darts tournament I went to. So that's how massive it is. And when you look at the game itself, the standard of darts now is through the roof. Bear in mind, you've got slightly different equipment, slightly different dartboards, but the actual standard in depth it's incredible. Well, we've got guys winning majors, world ranked 39 and 40, playing each other in a final. Bear in mind, all the top guys ahead of them were in that tournament, and these go on and win it. That's how tight it is and how big the game has got.
And John, during tonight's the big competition, of course we've got this huge crowd who just go crazy, but when it comes to the throwing time, and I don't know if there's a proper word for that, everything goes quiet. Is that right?
Yeah, so, 9 times out of 10, once the referees said game on, that's the business end of the darts. You're going to get people that will come along, probably never been to one before, they're excited and may not know the protocol involved. There's not a great deal of reminding that there is a protocol. It is best that people don't whistle. It is best that people don't shout out at the wrong time. But generally, the players are so used to having so many people there. For example, when we started the Premier League in 2004, we was in leisure centres with 300 or 400 people watching live. We've done events with 22,000 people watching live at the Schalke Stadium in Germany. We had a rock concert at half time. I mean, it's really big stuff. I believe last year's Premier League tickets, 84,000 tickets sold in 50 minutes. These are big events. People know what to expect. Yeah, the protocol is there and designed to try and get the best out of the player, and you're going to get the odd one or two that maybe don't understand it. They normally get pulled into line by the other fans that say, not just at the moment, this is the time when we've got to be quiet.
There'll be no laying up. There'll be no laying up. And he reels it in.
Like the eve of a 9-darter, every sport has its holy grail. In snooker, it's a 1-4-7. Some say it's a penalty in football. For us, in darts, it's a 9-dart finish in the maximum way you can, with maximum scores throughout. 9 darts brings you from 501 to 0. And when they're on the eve of the last dart on that double, you can pretty much hear a pin drop. It is remarkable. The protocol, and it won't be any different here. They're fully aware of what we do here. We've already been out in the town the last couple of days, Russ and I, and they're all looking forward to tonight. We've been stopped by several people. They can't wait, and they all keep thanking us for travelling like, we've done this of the goodness of our heart. I mean, we are paid professionals, but it is quite nice, and it's quite nice that everybody knows we're coming to town, and it is going to be a great show. And it's one of those things that people are now using as a bucket list. I often get people on our social media get in touch and say, I've really got to come and see it live. It's one of those things you've got to do. And unless you've actually been live, it's a difficult sell. Once you've seen it live, we have more repeat customers than any other sport.
And Russ, you're the referee. Do you have to be really good at adding up really quickly? Is that the
That helps. Yeah, that's part of the job. That's probably the main part of the job, obviously. They throw their 3 darts, you've got to add them up.
Milliseconds.
Yeah, literally,
As
milliseconds.
soon as I've thrown it, you've got to say...
Yeah, absolutely. Bear in mind, a dart player knows what he's thrown anyway. So they go boom, boom, boom. They throw their 3 darts. I add them up and call the score by the time they've walked up and taken their darts out. They can ask me 2 questions. What's scored and what's left? So when you get something like that, they may throw their first 2 darts. One dart might be a little bit tight in the corner. What's scored? You can say 40 or whatever. And then they throw their 3rd dart, and then you've got to add it up. Or you can get what's left. Now, a simple case that happened to me in the World Championships was a guy wants 142. A couple of ways, there's lots of ways of going for it, but the 2 general ways will be treble 20, bullseye, double 16, or treble 20, treble 14, double top. This guy went the treble 14 route. So he's hit the treble 20, yeah, so he's now got 82 left. Treble 14 for double top. But he hit the treble underneath it. Treble 11. He went bang, bang. Oh, called me Boise, that's what he's done. Boise, what's left? So now I've got to add that up immediately, 93. Take that from the 142 and tell him he's got 49. He then goes bang, hits the 17 to leave 32. So now I've got to re-add that all back up again, all by the time he's walked up and taken it out. So that's, people think, it's just adding it up. It is. A lot of it's routine, 20, 20, 20, 60. You don't have to add it up. 60, 20, 20 is 100. You know those. Those are the ones that you earn your money on. So, that's one bit. And of course, the other bit is the calling out of the numbers.
Can you cheat?
What, in darts?
Yeah. I just can't imagine how you could cheat.
Not really. I mean, goodness me, we're at a professional level, so, these boys don't cheat. There is no, they can't really, because it only goes from what I see.
Scrutiny is incredible, isn't it? I mean, you've got 19 cameras on you. The scrutiny is incredible.
Sorry, John, mistakes are made.
Yeah, they make a mistake, but when it comes, it's impossible to cheat. The referee's right on top of the action. It would be impossible for them to say to the referee, no, that was a 60, it wasn't a 20. It would be impossible, and they would never, ever argue with the referee.
And how close are you to the players, Russ, on the stage when they're playing?
Yeah, literally.
Are you right there?
I'm right there. Well, absolutely. I'm right near. I'm nearer the dartboard than they are.
Oh.
They have to stand from 7'9.25" away and throw the dartboard. I'm stood 2 feet away. Literally 24, 36 inches away. So the dartboard's there and I'm stood here.
And do you ever have to tell the crowd to shush?
Oh, yeah. Odd times. Like when John turned around and said, you get the old person that wants to shout out.
Or whistle. Apparently whistling is terrible. That is the one
thing I really wish all the fans, if anybody's listening, please don't whistle, because it goes through you. It's the worst thing in the game that we have at this precise moment in time, where you get some clown decides they want to whistle, when someone's throwing or something like that. The general noise, the general banter, the general singing and dancing, stand up, we love the dance, and all the stuff that goes with it, the guys, that's part and parcel of the night.
Well, one of those players who loves the crowd and the crowd loves him as he dances onto the stage in a hat of flames is this man.
Yeah, hi, I'm Damon Hatter and I'm from Perth, Australia, and I'm a professional dart player.
Exciting. And
I'm Ben Robb from Auckland, and I'm an amateur dart player.
You're an amateur, but you're competing
this
weekend?
Yeah, I'm one of the qualifiers that have an opportunity to play with one of these big boys next to me, so excited.
That's really exciting. Are you nervous?
Nah, I've done it plenty of times now. And yeah, I grew up next to him, so not really worried about him anymore. So it's
Okay.
good.
So first of all, tell me, how did you get into darts?
Yeah, so first of all, my parents played when I was a youngster, and they just needed a fill-in one night. And I just went along for the night, and
How old were you?
15. About 14, 15, something like that, yeah. And then ever since then, it's just been a hobby, just a one night a week thing. Or I never really seen it as a professional game, and you could actually make a living from it. It wasn't until like the big boys came over, and then finding out that I could compete. So from then on, I just went on and did all the protocols, what you need to do to become professional. And sure enough, I'm back here and I'm one of the big dogs. So happy days.
It's so exciting. And when you say, I mean, it's professional and it's big money now, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely insane. It blew my mind once I went over to the UK and seen how much people are involved, how much money is involved. It's like I said, you got kids nowadays over there in the schools. They're learning darts as well, and they're throwing darts like really good levels, and knowing that you can make an actual living over there.
Where do you stand in the World Championship tables?
Yes, I'm sitting. I think I'm at a 10 at the moment. It's very tight at the top there. It changes from tournament to tournament. So I'm looking to strive for further things and keeping those single-digit numbers.
There's a teenager out there who is incredible.
Can Littler produce the 170 to win the leg? He might just do that. He might just do it. He's only gone and done it.
Even I know about him. So how do you get to beat him?
You just got to play your best game. It's like he doesn't have a care in the world, and like most teenagers, you know what I mean? So no, fair play to him. He's brought the sport along leaps and bounds, and outside noises that are in now. It's getting good knowledge, and then it's expanding the game. So you just got to put the young punk back in his place sometimes.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I did it once on the big stage, and then I think after that he's beaten me ever since. So.
Have you ever done it?
Yeah, I beat him when he was 14 years old during COVID when we played online. But he's a different level now. He's taken off right now, so he's probably setting the standard for the game at the moment. So it's exciting.
What makes a really good darts player? What are you striving for?
Personally, I think it's mental strength. I think once everyone learns how to throw a dart, it's about being composed, handling big moments, and owning the stage and being the big guy, So I think everybody, once they get to a certain level, it's about how they can mentally stay in and focus and not be drawn into negative thoughts, and staying positive and taking the big moments.
Yeah, it just comes along with experience, and how much you put into it is how much you get out of it. The same old story. But now, like I said, when you get to these certain levels, where in the professional game, it's all about the 1%ers. So then you're looking outside the box to do these extra things, like you're working on your health, you're working on your mental game, you're just trying to tweak little things here and there just to be that extra % better. And and I think this game really comes down what's between the ears.
The thing is, when I think about darts, I think about being at the pub, a bit of a boozy game, mostly men, older men playing it. Is that what's that? How do you see that image? I mean, it's not like that anymore, is it? There's a very funny not the 9 o'clock news skit. I don't know if you've seen it.
During the final stages of this truly titanic stroke between Di Fatbelly Gutbucket and the English champion Tommy Even Fatterbelly Belcher. And it's all down now to this last leg, and it's Fat Belly on the hockey. Game on.
No, when I first got on the game, that's what I kind of saw as well. That's where I was introduced to the game, was at the pub. So, and then now you look at it, you've got Bo, Fallon Sherrick, these women that are hitting massive numbers. You got 18-year-old kids that are just smashing out the ballpark. And it's one game where a 50-year-old man can compete against a 17-year-old kid and be on level terms, and it's just who can hold it together and do it. And that's the biggest appeal for the game is longevity. Yeah, a lot of sports that I played growing up, once you get past your 30s, you're done, and you're trying to think about what's next. But darts, you can go on for a long time, and it's just about if you can stay in that zone. The world is literally your oyster in this game, and the professionalism's just going straight through the roof, and more opportunities, and people are taking it more seriously. So. Yeah. But the money is so grand now that it's bringing a professional mindset to the game. You're not going to be the old school way anymore. You can't be a big body. You've got to be able to go a whole day of darts by focusing, and it's quite hard because it's having a small metal object that you got to put within a 5 mil radius consistently while 10,000 people are screaming at you to miss, and it's so hard. And people think it's easy, and when you're in your garage and you're throwing or at your club, but you put a whole bunch of people behind you with an expectation, the game just changes, and that's where the excitement comes out. I think once people see it, and then I've introduced so many people to the game, and once they see it, they just get the bug. They just get the bug, and they want to watch it. It's so entertaining, especially in the world is so quick now. The sport is so quick. The legs are quick. The excitement's quick.
So tonight, when you walk on, do you have your own song, for example?
Yeah, we all have our own walk-on songs. My one's Bliss from the Dudes, yeah. I actually got it from this guy over here. He told me he wanted it, and then I said, no, I'm stealing that one, so he got another one. But it's just something to get the crowd involved, like you're entertaining as well. You're not just playing a sport, you're entertaining. So the more entertaining you are, the more eyes watching, and then the more opportunities, I reckon. So.
Damon, what's your walk-on?
Yeah, I normally have Bruce Springsteen, Dancing in the Dark, and it's a bit of a sing-along, and I got a little bit of a chant to it with my name. But when I come to New Zealand, I use the Exponents. Why Does Love Do This To Me?
Do this to me.
Yeah, it's the rugby one, isn't it, that everyone
That's
sings?
because
So
the crowd will
100%.
really sing along,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's really good.
I mean, what if the crowd's not on your side? What if they're more rocking for your opponent?
Well, if you're playing a local, then you're probably not going to get the support that But when you're playing one of the UK guys and stuff like that, you 90% you'd get the support.
Well, so you're a favourite, surely.
Yeah, but same as Damon. Damon Hedder, he's a Māori boy from up north.
We should have mentioned that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like today, I'm going to go. Meet some family that I've never met before, so it's crazy.
It's a personal journey, as they say.
Yeah.
So what will happen if the two of you are up against each other?
I think 90% of the crowd would go for me. The thing is typically all the qualifiers, majority of them will lose the first round. This is just, we're playing professional people in their job, so we can pinch a few moments, but if we're all out, the crowd will be totally behind Damon. It's like any kind of Kiwi. You travel across the world, if there's not a Kiwi in it, the crowd will just back an Aussie because they're our big brother, So he's probably hoping we all lose. So it's come Saturday, he's the big show. But
is that the truth, Damon?
Nah, look, you always want to see the qualifiers do well. Like I said, I was a qualifier once, and I ended up winning one of these things, which is crazy, unheard of. So yeah, I'm always rooting for all the qualifiers to do well, because then that promotes the sport down under, where then we can get more acknowledgement and more sponsors and make the game bigger. So that's what I would. You're looking at the big picture, aren't you, rather than just the small one. So yeah, I'm always rooting for them, but not against me though. You know what I mean? Just want them to lay down a little.
What are your chances of winning?
Oh, it's pretty high. I made the final last year, so hopefully I'll go one better this year.
That's all for today. The Detail is a newsroom production supported by RNZ and NZ On Air. This episode was engineered by Mark Chesterman and produced by Gwen McClure. And thank you to John McDonald, Russ Bray, Damon Hedder and Ben Robb. I'm Sharon Brett Kelly. Ka kite anō.